Warning, the Stone Age Gamer includes a lot of bad language. Cover your mother ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer Podcast. I'm Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is $599 US, Dan Ryan.
599 US dollars, not 600. Not 601.
Giant enemy crab. It's time for the PlayStation 3 Starter Kit. If you had $100 to start a physical PS3 collection, which game should you get? Prepare to inflict massive damage, because the Stone Age Gamer Podcast starts now. Hi everyone, this is episode 470. It's the week of July 7th, 2023, and people have been doing all kinds of weird stuff in Tears of the Kingdom. And somebody posted in our Discord the other day that people have really started working on making music in the game out of lasers and spikes, which I think is absolutely amazing and time-consuming.
That's pretty outstanding.
But what I just came across as we were starting the show is somebody built a portable torture chamber. It appears to be a massive cage, and then, like, in the ceiling of this cage, there's a propeller, and there's two propellers, and
one
of the propellers has flamethrowers on it, and the other one has lasers on it, and he just picks up the entire device, plops the cage on top of some enemies, turns it on, and they just scream and burst into flames and get electrocuted, and it's amazing.
I mean, is that good that we can enable that as, like, is that a feature that we want to encourage people to participate? I don't know that it's not.
The creativity on display here. Oh, and then he tried putting it on a Hinox, and the Hinox is too big, so he punched the torture chamber device. It exploded and killed the guy.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, Ted Kaczynski was also creative. You know what I mean? Like, that guy was getting away with shit, like, just fucking crazy. I don't know that we would be like, so, let's make a video game out of, you know, Mr. Bomber. But I don't know that we wouldn't.
Well, I mean, you know, we're talking about here. I just sent it in the chat. You just have to see this in motion. It's really something special.
Where's
just
my phone?
You know, you have to appreciate the level of insanity that this game is capable of, and you got to wonder, like, did anyone at Nintendo do this?
They most definitely should not have if they did. Oh my god. It's insane. Right? Good god.
They even made a platform so he can watch.
Like, that's not great. It's not great.
And then the Hinox kills him. That's really funny. I love this game, and it is unfortunately just about all I played this last week. That's not entirely true. I did get an early code for the Double Dragon Gaiden game, but I'm not allowed to talk about it until the end of the month. So
fuck y'all. Be jealous. That is bait. You could have just said nothing, but instead you were like, nothing. Hold on, let me just take it out and wave it around a little bit.
I'm like, I don't
let me
think
show
I've
it to
really
everybody.
Been under embargo before. It's pretty exciting.
I have. It was very sexy.
I'm under embargo right now. So I went to too many games last week, and I hung out all day. I went to too many games on Saturday, and I hung out with Evan at his booth. He works for T-Turtle, and we sold some T-shirts, and I hung out with Tiny Matt from the Discord, like, the most of the day, and it was really fun.
That's really awesome. I'm really sad that I wasn't able to justify $180 for me and my daughters to go, because still, that is fuck nuts insane.
It's a lot of money to get into a convention, but it was a really cool convention.
Katie was convinced that the reason it was so much money is because the dude who started Newgrounds was there and they had to pay him. She was like, that's probably why. And I was like, you know, that makes at least that would be a reason other than, like, you know, the shitty, had, like, we'll blame everything on inflation.
I think they had, like, most of the cast of Metal Gear Solid was there. Like, David Hayter and Charles Martinet were both, like, at a table next to each other, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I actually stood in line for a while because I was talking to a friend of mine who was waiting in line to meet David Hayter, and I was, like, 4 people away from talking to Charles Martinet, and, like, I just left. Because, like, I've met him a couple of times. He's a nice guy, but I didn't have any money. I didn't have anything for him to sign or anything. It's like, I don't need to take up this time. And then I remembered that I had a legit question.
Martinet.
I had a legit question to ask him, and I completely fucking forgot. And I was like, oh, shit. No, I can't go back. I can't go back now. The line's closed, but damn it. But anyway, yeah, that was...
By the way, Charles Martinet, I'm under embargo for a Double Dragon game. Bet you're not. Haha, fucker. And then you just, like, walk away from him.
Oh,
that's what you should have done. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it was a super fun show. I bought... all right, so my whole deal, right, just like the last show that we went to in Long Island Retro, I just wanted a copy of James Pond for Sega Genesis. That's all I wanted. So
Still.
Matt was there on Friday, and he looked all over for it. He couldn't find a single copy. And I was like, all right, I'm going to scour this show. I'm going to go to every single table, and I'm going to look through every single game I can find. If there's a copy of James Pond here, I'm going to fucking find it. I found a copy of James Pond 3. I found a copy of the Aquatic Games starring James Pond and the Aquanauts.
Ooh.
And eventually, I did, in fact, find a boxed copy of James Pond. It was marked at $20, but the label was torn and it was missing the instruction manual, so I talked the guy down to $15. So I finally bought my James Pond. But even after I did that, which was most of the way through the floor, I still continued to search around to see if there were any more copies. I got the only James Pond at that entire freaking convention. The one
because
and
it's
only.
James Pond, Chris.
Why should that be hard to find?
But because it's not hard to find, it's hard to give a shit about because no one else does.
It is. That's why it's hard to find.
Maybe. That's
nonsense.
Absolute stuff and nonsense.
The other thing I bought, besides I got a couple of cool things from Evan's booth, because Evan is a wonderful human being. The other thing that I actually bought with money was a vinyl record called Donkey Kong Country.
What did you buy with not money? That was a really weird way to phrase that statement, Chris. The only other thing I bought with money was a record, indicating that there were other transactions that were of much seedier nature.
Things happened behind a dumpster. I'm not proud of it, but, you know, I got
James Pond, so...
I got what I
got. Which is herpes. Welcome to the club.
I think it was Respawn Records. Is that what I was? Yeah, Respawn Records. I'm pretty sure they were there. They did they were at that show that I did last year where I was all like, I almost bought this Battletoads vinyl and then I didn't buy it. So they were here again, and they had this. They were playing this Donkey Kong Country, which is a ska band covering Donkey Kong Country music.
Which is awesome.
It is awesome. They were playing it they had like a record player just kind of playing the various records throughout the course of the day. They had a Banjo-Kazooie one too. That was one of those liquid filled ones. And
those are really cool.
They are cool. And I got to talking to the guy because like Evan had a lot of questions about it. He's like, please ask him questions about it. I don't understand it. How does this work?
I don't understand.
So it's super thick. It's basically 2 records pressed together, and the liquid is between them. And the way the guy put it was like, look, this is a novelty. That's what this is. Like, it's not gonna hurt your record player per se if you listen to it like every now and then. If you put it through regular rotation, the weight could probably maybe throw something off at some point. That's only if you listen to it a lot. But generally speaking, it's a novelty thing. So it was neat looking, but I don't feel bad about not buying that. The Donkey Kong record, though, it's really chill, which is not what I was expecting. I listened to a couple of songs and I was like, this is really freaking good. And then I had like in my head, well, what is the rest of this going to sound like? There's got to be something of high energy on there. And there's nothing. No high energy tunes. It's just all really chill ska, which I don't mind. It just wasn't exactly what I expected. But it's a really good record. It looks really nice too. It's all black and white and checkerboard, and the record itself has a really cool black and white design. I think that was it. I wanted to buy some Atari stuff, but I didn't because, there was, I only have so many dollars to spend. Sure. I got my James Pond. I got the record. Oh, man, I should have taken a picture because now I feel like there was something else, and now I cannot remember it. But anyway, at the end of the day, I did get to go see Rex Viper perform. Nice. Which is Adam, Square Painter, who's been on our show a bunch of times, and the Angry Video Game Nerd, and a handful of other people, doing 80s cover songs with like bits of video game songs thrown in for good measure.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. They were a lot of fun. It was just, I'm too old for it. I was like right up, I was like maybe like 3 or 4 people deep from the stage, and like halfway through the set I had to go to the back and sit down. It's like my back hurts and my ears hurt. Like, this is too loud and I'm too old because I've been on my feet all day walking around this convention. I literally cannot stand anymore.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's absurd.
And then I could not get out of there fast enough afterwards. There was one more band between them, but the headliner was Crush 40.
Okay.
Which I really did not want to see.
Who is Crush 40?
That's the band that does the Sonic music. Sonic Heroes!
Yeah, okay.
I got to hear the sound test of that. Like, the dude's singing it and everything. And while I was waiting in line for Rex Viper, and I was like, this is a very unique experience. That I'm hearing the dudes who did this music do this music, but I'm glad I didn't pay for the experience.
Yeah.
Because wow. So I definitely, me and Matt was also, he was smart and he just stayed right in the back the whole time. He was just like chilling at a table in the back on a stool. It's like, all right, you got the right plan. And he's like, all right, so we're getting out of here before Crush 40 plays, right? It's like, fuck yeah. Do not want.
That's awesome.
No, it was a really good day. Huge thanks to Evan for getting me in. Huge thanks to Matt for, hanging out with me for the day and meeting up. And it was a really, really fun day and something that was good for my mental health. And the drive wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was super fun. And I have James Pond, and I played it the other day, and it is just as good as I remember.
Which is not very.
No, that's not true. James Pond's a good game. That's the thing that's so fucking wild to me. Like, I didn't want this just because I wanted to have this thing. I wanted to play it, and I could play it on my EverDrive, but it's like I used to play this at my friend's house because it's a good game. It's not an amazing game, but it's a good game. It's like leagues above something like Bubsy, where it's just like Bubsy has really good music and great visuals, but like the level design is trash and you die instantly and it's kind of annoying. Like, Bubsy has things that I like about it, but it's genuinely at best an average game. James Pond I would consider a solid game. It's, it starts off with the it doesn't take the James Bond like pun thing like to an obnoxious degree.
Sure.
It does it like in a really silly degree. Like, you turn it on and it's the MGM logo, but there's like a fucking fish in the middle of it who roars like a lion. It's like, all right, this is just silly. Like, it's James Pond with his big googly eyes, and then he goes, it makes a lion noise, but he's the one who's making the noise. Like, this is just fucking stupid. So like the whole thing is like every stage is these different like objectives, and you just kind of move around freely in every direction. It doesn't control like a water level or anything. You're not having to deal with like water level physics. It's just like you have complete freedom of movement up, down, and left, right, and diagonals, like to just be James Pond and float around. Your only real offense is spitting bubbles at things, kind of like Bubble Bobble. So like there'll be enemies there, you trap in a bubble, you run into a pop them, and they die. So like there's like a level where there's these fish. The water's all polluted, and you need to lead these fish to safety. So you find these goldfish, and then they'll follow you, and you have to like go back to a specific spot to lead them out of a pipe. Or God, I can't remember what the first level is. They're like simple kind of fetch questy kind of things, and it's just about like dodging things and getting these individual missions accomplished. It's got cute music that repeats a little bit too much. Like it's got a real PC game feel to it. Like It's got a real 90s PC game vibe to it. But like I know there's definitely folks out there who liked James Pond 2 RoboCod, but I never really played it.
Yeah.
There's like this there is a kind of genius simplicity to this game. It's not a fucking masterpiece, but it's a really cool Genesis game.
It's not a fucking masterpiece. Like, don't get me wrong.
Like, I don't want to oversell it. I'm just saying, James Pond Underwater Agent for Sega Genesis is a really cool game. It's just a fun game with goofy music and a good sense of humor. It's pretty challenging. Like, a couple levels in, it gets real hard real fast.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I find rather confusing about it that I don't really understand. But, it's an old video game. That kind of stuff happens a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I had the instruction manual, I'd be able to figure it out, but it don't.
But it don't. So, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I don't
James
know.
Pond.
I think I've played maybe all of 30 seconds and was like, nah, this isn't for me. And then just kind of, because I'm a dick like that, though. Like,
Well, you know what? If it's my turn for the letter J, that's what I'm picking.
Fuck. I mean, that's fine.
It's fine. You'll like it.
It's fine. It's fine. All this is fine.
It's better than Contra Legacy of War.
That legit, that might be the worst game I've ever played.
This game really made me sad.
It's real
really
bad.
Just depressing.
It's just really, really, really bad. It's like they were like. It feels like it was on purpose. It's so bad. I don't know how you could do that on accident. Like, it fucking makes my brain hurt. It game sucks
that
hard.
game is bewildering. And I'm glad we've played it. I'm glad it's something that I've done with my time. I can now say with certainty what this game is and why I've never beaten it. I
can now say with certainty that nobody else should fucking do it.
Exactly.
Ugh.
I can speak with authority on the subject now.
That's right. I feel like I could have spoke with authority before, though. I feel like watching videos was enough.
Nah, I needed my hands on it. All over it.
That's what she said.
Hey, I'm still not bored of Tears of the Kingdom. Like, even a little. I'm
good.
tired tonight because last night I was up till midnight just exploring the depths. There was an X. I found this little... There are these things you find up in the sky and like find a treasure chest. Like, hey, you found this map thing. And I'll just light up an X somewhere on the map on the depths.
Yeah.
So I just, fly down into the depths and start looking around for it. But every now and then there'll be like... Because it's pitch black in the depths, except for these little seeds that you can throw that'll light things up. Or if you find a light root, which lights up a whole area. And like, you just keep finding these walls. One of the ones that I found was like, all right, there's one in here, but I kept looking around for the other side of the wall, and there wasn't one. So I was like, fuck. I went back up to the surface, and there's like a hole that I had to jump down. It was like its own little self-contained island. But I was exploring the depths for like a while last night, a couple of hours, just like 2 hours of just wandering around, looking for shit, beating up monsters. I am not bored of this game at all. There's still so much to do. And I'm trying to think of like what was something that, like I killed a couple of Froxes. Those things are cool. I built a hoverboard and I crashed it into a wall. Because I'm really good at hoverboards. I don't build things in this game very often. Like I got this auto build feature,
okay,
which is kind of how I build most of my things. Like every now and then, like I talked about the truck last week that burst into flames, which is why I don't build shit, because I'm not good at it. I'm not building torture chambers, but I did. Not
in Breath of the Wild, anyway.
There's this it's an optional feature that you can find in the depths. It's a whole thing that you can use called auto build, where like you find these schematics, and as long as you have this stuff called zonite, it costs that. Or if you're somewhere where there's a bunch of pieces, you can turn on auto build and it'll automatically summon the pieces nearby to build a specific thing, and then fill in the rest of whatever you're missing with these pieces of zonite. But since I spend so much time in the depths, there's zonite everywhere and I mine it constantly. I have a ton of it. So like every now and then I'll be like, I really need to get across this area, so I'm just going to build something, and I'll auto build like a wing with fans on it or something and fly around for a few minutes, because I don't have to like be creative and come up with the right way to do that. Like building simple mechanisms to solve puzzles in like a dungeon type of scenario, that's something that I can do, because that's Zelda style puzzle solving. That's not like building a craft that's going to carry me places. That's
it's not designing actual like engineering projects and whatnot.
Exactly, which will never stop impressing me. Oh, that was something I did. I accidentally discovered the Spirit Temple, which I didn't even know was in this game. I was looking for something. I was on my way to fight a Gleeok. I saw a Gleeok in the distance, so I got on my horse and I started heading towards it, and then a boulder fell down from the sky right near me. And, like, usually I see that stuff at a distance, but when it falls down right next to me, I'm like, ooh, I can ride this up into the sky and see what it is. So I jump on it, and I reverse its time with the time reverse mechanic, and I float all the way up to this island, and I walked around for a little bit, and then I started just parasailing down, and then, like, I parasailed into this thunderstorm, and there was, like, lightning everywhere and a couple places for me to jump inside, and it wound up leading me on this whole huge quest all the way down into the depths where I found the Spirit Temple, and I had to solve all these really interesting puzzles with like making conveyor belts to like move things around and how to power up certain machinery and like connecting electricity and stuff. It was really, really fun, really interesting. And then in the end, I got this whole like story situation where I had to fight. So basically, I had to find these 5 pieces for like a mechanical body for a character. Damn it, I missed never mind. A character that was like alive way in the past, and but her spirit was still alive. So I built this like mech tank, and then like I get to ride around in it. So
that's pretty fucking cool.
I got to ride around in this mech tank for a little while, and then I went over to this other area to find like her secret stone that was like we need to recover this stone. So I ride around in the mech, walking around through the depths, and you can attach all sorts of stuff to this mech. So like you can attach a cannon so she can shoot bombs, or you can attack lasers so she can shoot lasers. You have like 2 different arms you can attach things to, and you can attach something to her back. So like I attached a fan to her back so she can move super fast, and then I attached like a ball, like a spiked ball on one hand for bludgeoning, and then a laser on the other hand
for bludgeoning.
So that was really fun. And then I go to this other the area where the secret stone is, and like I walk into the room and I can see the secret stone, and as I'm walking towards it, I walk through a giant square room with nothing in it, and I'm like, something's going to attack me. This is a boss room, is what this is.
Something is about to fuck up my shit.
And sure enough, electrified barbed wire comes out of the ground, and it turns into like a mech wrestling match. This evil mech thing shows up that was infected by like the evil gloom or whatever, and I basically had to do a mech battle between my mech and this other mech, and the only way to really hurt it was to beat it up and then throw it into the barbed wire electrified wall. That's how I did the damage to it. It was fucking awesome. And I had no idea it was there. I wasn't out to do a temple or anything. Like, I thought I knew where this game had 4 temples, right? That's where I thought I was. And then I found a whole 5th temple, and now I have the mech suit following me around. It's like, I've done 2 temples so far, and when you finish a temple, when you're in the temple, you have like a secondary character joins you and like just fights alongside you and hangs out with you and stuff. Okay. And after you beat it, that person gets a secret stone, and then they can give you this like shadow version of themselves to follow you around. So I have the bird Tulin, who can like blow wind, which is super useful when you're like trying to get somewhere by air. So, like, if I'm paragliding somewhere, I can just have him shoot a bunch of wind behind me and, like, fly super fast for a little while. And then I got Sidon to follow me around, he was in Breath of the Wild, and he's just like this really buff Zora dude who just beats the shit out of things for you. And Tulin's a really good archer, which is also great. Like Tulin will just be like, oh, there's a guy, and I'll pull my bow to like try to shoot him, and then like Tulin will just be like, ding, 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 3 like perfect shots right in the eye and he's dead. I'm like, yeah, well, thanks.
Nice.
Go over and pick up his corpse and rob his body. But yeah, some like Sidon has some water power or whatever. But now I have 3 things, and one of them's the mech, and it's not like a spirit of the mech. The mech just follows me, so I can have it on its own, just as a fighter, or anytime I want, I can climb inside of the mech and trounce around and beat the crap out of things.
That's pretty dope.
It's pretty
not gonna
great.
Lie. That's
God,
pretty
I love
cool.
this game. Just loving it. What I have not played, which makes me very sad, is the Pikmin 4 demo.
Aww.
I downloaded
I haven't
it.
either.
I downloaded the Pikmin 4 demo, and just this afternoon, I got a review code for Everybody 1-2 Switch.
Ew.
Lucas was like, so, I got a review code from this. Anybody interested? And I was like, you know what? Sign me up. I'm in. You know, for free, you bet. I'll give this a shot. I'll play it with my kids, and then I'll have some friends over and play it with them and see what the experience is like between children and adults. Like, I'm interested. Sign me up. So I got the review code and I downloaded it, but nobody wanted to play it tonight. John has been super back into Animal Crossing for some reason.
Really?
Just dove all the way back into Animal Crossing. He's just now obsessed with the fishing in Animal Crossing.
All right. I mean,
so he's just been just doing that nonstop. So I'm getting him. I've ordered through Stone Age Gamer. I'm getting him the fishing controller for the Dreamcast, and we're gonna play some Sega Bass Fishing. That's gonna blow his little mind.
that is outstanding.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that to show up in the mail. That's super exciting because he doesn't know this. So that's going to show up in the mail, and I'm gonna be like, here you go, enjoy Sega Bass Fishing. Because I mean, like, I think he loves the fishing in Animal Crossing because it's so easy. And, like, there's just nothing to it. And like we played this arcade fishing game at the Boardwalk a few weeks back, and he absolutely loved that because again, there's not much to it. And if I remember correctly, like there's something to Sega Bass Fishing, but it's a very arcade fishing game. It's just like, just catch shit, just go nuts, catch all kinds of shit. I feel like he's gonna really like this game. Got my fingers crossed.
That's really cool. Also, fishing is fucking dope.
Fishing is dope. We actually went.
That actually sounded pretty good that time. That didn't sound forced or anything. Just came out natural like.
Oh.
You're getting hip, Chris.
Am I? What did I do?
There.
Did I say something?
You said dope. You said fishing is
I did?
dope. Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice.
I know, it just came out.
I think it's because I was just imitating you. I think that's what it was.
It was good though.
It was wow. Oh, I didn't even know I did it. I didn't even notice. Shit.
That's growth. I think
that's the only way I can do it. Like it's got to be subliminal. Like that's the only chance I have.
That's so funny.
The only other thing I want to mention is Atari announced 2 new games. They've got a fancy looking haunted house reboot, which I guess looks pretty cool. I don't think it looks special. You know what I mean? Like I think there's a lot of other games that are just like this in existence already. That said, I do think it's kind of cool that it's like not a bad looking new game of haunted house.
Yeah.
But more importantly is Quantum Recharged, because like keep giving me Recharge games. And Quantum, I had never played that before Atari 50, and that was one of my favorite arcade games on Atari 50. I was like, this is really good. I can't believe I've never played this before. Quantum's great. This Recharge version looks fantastic. So yeah, keep them coming. Sign me up. I'm in.
I'm pretty excited about the haunted house one, just because it's got the legacy of the name with it, and I like haunted house games and like scary type games. I don't know that I go so far to agree as that it doesn't look special. Mostly because like those games you just kind of have to experience.
Right? Yeah.
It screenshots really don't do scary games justice. By that.
This is like
token,
Scooby-Doo scary.
Yeah, but like that could be special. I fucking love Scooby-Doo.
It could be. I don't know. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm interested. It doesn't. I'm not seeing much of like the gameplay of the original Haunted House in the trailer for it, but then again, like, I don't know how to do that anyway. Like, I feel like there's got to be some legacy gameplay, like,
oh, for sure,
situation in there. Like, there's got to be some real connection that I'm just not seeing, and that's fine. I'm interested in it. It does not look bad.
Yeah, no, I think it's great, and more of that, Atari. Like, keep building yourself up that way. Like, that's the way to do it. Do some legacy shit. Reinvent. The recharge stuff is going really well. Just keep it, like, it's a better world if Atari is relevant.
I agree. I am very, very happy that they're doing stuff, like actively trying to do stuff. That just makes me happy. Yeah.
I have really not done much of shit this week, other than, like, playing through Snap and Pad. We've just been doing other stuff, watching TV, watching movies, and there just really hasn't been much that has grabbed my attention this week. I really like I go through these kind of periods too, where I just take a break and, like, don't play very many video games for, like, a week or two, or sometimes 3. It's weird that way. Like, I know for some of our listeners, that's kind of the ritual. Like, I do play video games every day, obviously. I play Snap and Pad and all that shit. But, like, sitting down with a controller, I take breaks from it. I did play through a little bit of the Anton Blast demo on Steam. Because, Hero downloaded it. Because it kind of plays like Pizza Tower, and she was like, Dad, I need you to bring the control, like, I need you to hook a controller up to my computer so I can finish Pizza Tower with a controller, and then I want to play Anton Blast. And I was like, the fuck you know about Anton Blast? What the fuck? This is bullshit. Like, all right, cool. So I went up there and had to, like, help her with a couple things, and it's fucking Wario. Like, it's 100% Wario. You're jumping back and forth between, like, foreground and background, and there's a good weight to it. Like, it's kind of slippery, but there's a good weight to it at the same time. Like, the physics of the game are really interesting. It looks cool. It controls well. And this demo is, like, the first level or two, I think, just making your way through and kind of teaching you what the controls are. And you can, you jump, and if you do, like, a spin attack in the air, that'll bounce you up higher. So you don't have, like, a double jump. So there's some interesting platforming mechanics that way, and there's, like, obstacles to avoid as you're, like, bouncing around, because you can kind of chain that. So as you're chaining that, there's explosives and whatever to avoid, and then, like, you'll bounce off of something and then do like the Mario butt drop as you go down to the second part of a level, and then you start dashing and slide under some blocks and jump to the background and do some shit. It's really fucking cool. It's really cool. I really, really liked it. I really hope it is done well for consoles at some point, and it doesn't stay. Do we know if it's just Steam? Did they announce anything else?
I'm pretty sure it's been announced at least for Switch.
Okay.
Let's see.
I couldn't remember if it had been or not.
Oh, so this was a Kickstarter project.
Yeah.
Let's see. Boop-a-doop-doop-doo. Show me... Alright, let's see.
Show me potato salad. It definitely has...
goals are... Okay. It's like PlayStation and Xbox ports were a stretch goal. I'm just looking for confirmation that it was hitting Switch. Show me information about this thing. It's a giant Switch logo right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Switch and Steam was where it's where it's initially aimed at, and they hit a stretch goal for it to come to PlayStation and Xbox as well.
Cool. Yeah, I think it'll be really good. It definitely has that sort of intentional indie game lack of polish. You know what I mean? Like, I don't say that in a negative way. It just kind of has that rough around the edges look to it. But it looks cool. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be really good. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I'm really stoked for this game. I'm hoping that it. I have no idea when it's coming out on Switch, but I want it. I can't say I want it as soon as possible because, like,
sure.
I've been here. All I've heard about the Pikmin demo is that it's really freaking good. And I plan on getting Pikmin 1 and 2 physically as well.
Yeah.
Sea of Stars is in August. I mean, my list of upcoming games has gotten kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit coming. There's
that
a
last
lot
Nintendo
to be excited
Direct
about.
Added a handful of things to my already busy schedule, and like, I'm still playing Tears of the Kingdom like a lot. I still have a lot left to do in that game. So I downloaded this games tracker app, which I don't know. I guess I like it okay. Like, I don't know how much time I'll spend with Vampire Survivors immediately, but it's only a couple of bucks, so I'm buying it. I'm still expecting around September to hear about Horizon Chase 2 hitting consoles, because that'll be 1 year since it released on Apple, and I have to assume it was a 1 year exclusivity deal, because, like, they said it's coming to other platforms later.
Yeah.
So a year has got to be it. I never finished Shadows Over Loathing, which was great. Didn't get Return to Dreamland. I still have to finish Advance Wars. I don't have a platform to play Jedi Survivor on. That's fine. I didn't get the We Love Katamari. I wanted to get Sonic Origins Plus. Pikmin 4. Mr. Run and Jump looks great. That's another Atari one.
Yeah.
The Double Dragon game, I'm looking forward to playing through. Sea of Stars is the other, like, big one. Super Mario Wonder and Metal Gear. Super Mario Wonder and Metal Gear are both in October, like a couple days apart.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, WarioWare Move It, that's not really something to play through. But then November is Super Mario RPG. It's like,
that's pretty big. You're going to have to finish Sea of Stars by then.
Fucking Sonic Superstars, I think, is coming out around the same time as Mario. That I'll probably get that too. But, like, last thing, a Plucky Squire still probably coming out this year. That game looks great.
Oh, that looks so cool. I'm real excited for that.
God forbid they drop Silk Song on us. Like,
man, that game's never coming out.
What would I do?
It's never coming out.
Nah, that's going to be on, like, the next generation platforms or something.
Oh my god, that would be so fucked up. Yeah, I don't know, man. That, like, there's a ton of shit, but I don't know. I'm just kind of in a weird, like, non-gaming funk at the moment. You know, like, it has been a couple of weeks since I've really, like, sat down to play. But I still haven't bought the show for this year. I don't know why. I didn't get Street Fighter 6 yet. I didn't fucking get what the hell else just came out? I didn't get AEW Fight Forever. Like, all the shit that I legitimately do want to play, I just haven't picked up. And I don't really have a good reason not to, other than I just don't feel compelled at the mo. Oh no. It's weird.
Sorry, did you say at the mo?
At the mo. That's right. At the mo.
Okay.
I don't need to say full words, Kris. Everybody understands what I meant. I don't know.
All right. So, as you know,
I don't fucking know.
As you know, while we podcast, I tend to have just, like, flippity flop scroll through Facebook and watch people make weird food. This person has a slow cooker. All right, slow cooker meals are pretty hit or miss. But they started with a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. It's like, okay, you've got my attention. So we've got Cool Ranch Doritos on the bottom. Oh, now they're mixing it up. I don't know how I feel about this. So it's Cool Ranch Doritos, rice, corn, black beans, seasoned beef, jalapenos, tomatoes, like a can of tomatoes. So now they're mixing all this shit up. See, I would have kept it segmented, but all right, we're mixing it up now. Okay, now we're covering it in cheese. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm about right now. We're covering it in cheese. See, this is the thing. I was back on my bullshit this week. 2 weeks ago. Here's the thing. 2 weeks ago, I got back on my bullshit, and then last week was my birthday. So it's like, well, I'm not, I'm going to eat shit. It's my birthday. That's what I'm doing. I'm just going to eat like crazy. because it's my birthday week. It's what I do. But then this week, it's like, all right, I'm right back down to business. I'm playing Ring Fit and Wii Fit.
Yeah.
That was my week. I didn't exercise today because I physically didn't feel up to it. Like, my legs are so sore because I got into this. I was doing one of those courses that was making me do a shit ton of squats, right?
Okay.
I'm like, all right, there's these stages in Ring Fit that'll make you do these squats. Like, you get on this machine, and the only way to move forward is to do squats. Like, you do a squat, and every time you stand up, the machine rolls forward with the power that you used from standing up from the squat.
Okay.
So I'm doing this a whole bunch, right? And I'm already kind of tired because I worked out longer than I should have on Monday. Right, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, theoretically, are supposed to be my Ring Fit days, and then Tuesday, Thursday, I do either yard work or Wii Fit.
Right.
There's like kind of like breaks. They're easier exercises, more yoga, more stretching, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So I was already still kind of hurting from Monday, and I'm just going to do this one stage. It's going to be fine. And I'm using the squat machine. I'm like, fuck, this is going to hurt. But then they do this thing where, like, these bats will show up and, like, oh no, you got to run away from these bats. And it's usually just run as fast as you can. But this time I was on the fucking squat machine. They're like, you got to do squats as fast as you can. And now I didn't have to do the squats as fast as I could. I could have just get hit by the bats and moved on with my life. But because it's a video game and I'm enticed to win, I was like, go for it. So I'm just doing squats as fast as I fucking can. And when it was done, it hurt so bad. I thought I was going to throw up when I was done exercising on Wednesday. That's how much it sucked. But anyway, to the point, I've also not been eating like a jackass. I've just been eat breakfast, eat lunch, just like I was doing before. Cut out all snacking and just do the meals and only have a light dessert on the days that I do Ring Fit. Now, obviously, this week I had all this leftover birthday cake, and because I'm not going to let that go to waste, I had a little bit of birthday cake every night this week.
Sure.
Because, it's my birthday week. I don't give a fuck, and I'm kind of easing myself back into it. But I've been hungry pretty much all day, every day.
Which isn't good. That's not good.
It is and it isn't. The reason it's not good is because I'm used to eating way more than I should, which is why I'm fat. Right. So I'm not starving all the time. I'm just a little hungry. And then by the time a meal hits, I'm like legit excited to eat. I'm like, right. I am excited about, God, I made a burger this week. It was so goddamn good. I sauteed onions and spinach and I seasoned the meat with Worcestershire sauce, and I sauteed these onions and spinach, and then I threw pickles and cheddar cheese and barbecue sauce and bacon on it. And I was like, this burger fucking rules. Because, like, I'm not on like a diet. I'm eating semi-reasonable portions of whatever shit I want to eat, and I'm just not eating anything in between those meals. And eventually that will be fine. Eventually I will get used to not having to eat quite so much garbage all day every day. Just kind of getting over the grazing and getting back into being hungry. But I'm in the stage right now where it's like, I know this is going to pass because it did last time, and it's only going to take like a week or two for me to get used to the fact that, like, I don't need to eat something at all times. It's just boredom. Drink some water, you jackass. But, like, I've been hungry this week, so, like, every time I see these Facebook videos throughout the course of the week of just people cooking food, it gets me very, very excited to eat food. And I'm not even hungry right now. I shouldn't be. I had 4 slices of pizza for dinner. It was fucking delicious. Tomatoes are in season, and my local farm stand I'm hitting my desk. It's probably coming through on the recording, whatever. Local farm stand got
I'm so
this week.
Excited about these fucking tomatoes.
Oh my God, I love tomatoes so much. I was going to make chili for lunch next week, but fuck that. I found out my local farm stand got Jersey tomatoes and Jersey corn in this week. So I'm going to have BLTs for lunch this week. And
that's exciting.
Something else with corn because, oh my God, Jersey. They had Georgia corn, which is like, it's fine.
Ugh.
It's fine.
No,
it's not great, but it's corn on the cob. It's not bad corn on the cob. It's fine. It's acceptable. It went well with my burger. But now the Jersey corn's here, like the real shit. Oh my God, I can't wait to get some. I'm so excited about it. I'm going to go out there tomorrow. I'm going to load up on fucking tomatoes because my garden's not looking great in the tomato department. I don't know what's going on this year. Just tomato plants there's a ton of them. They're only growing a little tiny bit. I just don't think they're going to produce fruit this year.
You didn't love them enough.
I think I'm going to raise the whole thing and start from scratch next year because most of it's shit that just came back, which is weird, right? Like tomato plants don't usually come back, I don't think. These just a ton of tomato plants that came back.
I don't
Oh.
I don't know.
Anyways, the bottom line is this slow cooker meal actually looks like garbage, and I'm not going to eat it. I was interested because it reminds me of a taco casserole that my mom used to make for me when I was a kid, and I've messed around with a bunch, and I make it now, and it's just shit's delicious, right? It's Doritos on the bottom. We talked about this on the show like 5 years ago, I think. And then a bunch of our listeners made it too. Yeah, and I added tater tots to it. But yeah, this reminded me of that. I was like, oh, you're making something with Cool Ranch Doritos, huh? Let's see what you got cooking here. It just looks like a bunch of bullshit. No, I say no. I say nay. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling past it.
I say thee nay.
I say thee nay. I'm not interested in your nonsense.
Nor should you be.
Yeah. Anyway, oh wow, my friend just went to go see the Eels. I didn't even know the Eels were still playing live concerts.
I'm so disappointed that I did not get to go see Weezer this past week. They were in Philly.
Oh, bummer.
And I just couldn't go. Just couldn't come up with the extra money for it because fucking lawn tickets for that were super expensive.
Oh shit! They weren't part of that. Ticketmaster did like that crazy sale thing like last month or something.
Where I have no idea.
Yeah, they did a whole bunch of shows where there was like no fees, no nothing. It's $25 a ticket.
No, these were like $60 for like lawn seats.
Oh shit!
Which is totally worth it for Weezer.
For Weezer,
like
yeah,
I have no problem paying that. The girls wanted to go too, and it was like, man, I do not have an extra $240 to drop on this right now. You know what I mean?
$40 worth of pudding.
It's a lot of pudding. You know, and like that's kind of the thing. Like it's weird, right? Because I'm really excited that the kids wanted to go see Weezer.
Right, that's cool.
That's awesome. But then it's like, well, fuck, now I gotta pay for you to go see Weezer. So we did come to the family decision that we will be going to see them definitely next year because something was brought to my attention that I really, really hated. But next year, Weezer will be out on tour for the... Are you sitting down?
Yes.
The 30th anniversary of the Blue Album.
Oh, no.
Because it came out in 1994.
Oh, we old as fuck.
Right? What the fuck is that about?
Son of a bitch.
Weezer is going to be on tour for the 30th anniversary of their fucking debut album.
I don't know, that doesn't hit me that hard because of Pork and Beans. Like, the whole thing of that song, like, I remember listening to interviews where it's just like, I mean, we're old now. Like, how do we stay relevant with the kids? Now, that's like the whole thing with that song. And I fucking love that song to death because the lyrics just crack me up. It's also a great song, but like, the whole idea of like, all right, here's how we sort of stay relevant. Go for it. And it fucking worked.
Yeah.
Lisa's great. We actually got tickets on Thursday.
So
we're going to go see Counting Crows. I haven't seen Counting Crows in
I've never seen Counting
decades.
Crows live. I don't think I have.
They're really good.
I'm sure they are.
Just a ridiculously good show. They were actually my first concert was Counting Crows and the Wallflowers. The Wallflowers were fucking terrible.
I'm sure they were. Fucking my first concert was Lollapalooza 95.
Oh boy.
I fucking saw my first concert. I saw Beck and Cypress Hill and Sonic Youth. It was fucking great. Yeah, it was amazing. I don't even like Beck very much, but like I saw him. Fucking saw Cypress Hill live at my very first show.
Wow.
It was fucking crazy. Yeah.
That is impressive.
I think the Jesus and Mary chain was there too. I think it was either the Jesus and Mary chain or the Jesus Lizard. It was one of the Jesus bands.
Jesus Jones?
It might have been. I don't know. I'm looking it up right now because now I got to know. Yeah, it was Lollapalooza 95 was the fucking first show at the E Center in Camden.
Oh, the Sony E Center. I remember that.
Oh, fuck, no. Yeah. It was the Jesus Lizard. That's who it was. It wasn't even either of the two that I mentioned. It was Sonic Youth, Hole, Cypress Hill, Pavement, Sinead O'Connor.
Pavement.
Yeah, Pavement was cool. Sinead O'Connor was not there. She was supposed to be. Elastica, Beck, and the Jesus Lizard. That was the first show I saw. Yeah. Hole was fucking great. I mean, they might not have been that good because I didn't remember to mention them. But, you know, it was fucking, yeah, it's wild. I would love to see the Counting Crows, man.
I'm excited. I haven't been to a proper live concert with the exception of Rex Viper in a very long time. And you know, Counting Crows I haven't seen since forever. We got the tickets for $25 a piece because of that sale. And there were no fees or anything. It was just like $25, period, sold. We tried to get tickets to see Cake too because like they were also part of this whole situation, but they were sold out by the time we got to them because naturally all this shit sold out almost instantly.
Of course it did.
But we managed to...
Fuck Ticketmaster.
And, you know, it was probably just at least half the tickets were probably sold to scalpers who are now selling them for way more than $25. Cause
fucking scumbags. Fucking hate Ticketmaster. Really do.
Me too.
Really do. Somebody should really... I don't know what could be done about it, but live music should not be as expensive as it is. It shouldn't be. It
shouldn't be bank breaking. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't cost me $240 just to get in the door for my family to go see Weezer. On the lawn. It shouldn't. Not even like front row tickets, like just general admission lawn seats.
Like live music.
Nuts.
Live music, baseball games, this shit should not be for the rich. And
it really shouldn't be.
It bothers me so much that it is.
Like I'm bummed at how much like theater tickets are. You know, because like
theater, right?
Oh man, we took, I don't know if I said it on the show or not, but we took the girls to see Beetlejuice on not on Broadway, but the Broadway show in Philly. And it was fucking great. It was I thought it was going to be okay. You know what I mean? I was like, this will be okay. Like the kids have been listening to the music and I was like, this seems all right. You know, I'm not expecting to be blown the fuck away here, but we got there and I was like, this is really fucking good. But it was really fucking expensive. It was almost $400 for the four of us to go. And that was with getting like a discount because I know somebody who works for like the theater group in Philly, and she gave me a discount code for like 20% off the total thing. And it was still over $400 for us to go. Like,
sweet Jesus.
God damn it. But that's their birthday, you know? So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's their birthday. It's Beatle. When is that going to ever come around again? You know, I'll go see Weezer next year at their 30th anniversary show. And then 2 years after that, I'll go see the 30th anniversary show for Pinkerton. Because, fuck. But
then you will disintegrate into dust.
I very well might at that point. God damn. Anyway, it should not be for the rich. I 100% agree. Theater and music and like sport, like it should be. I don't mind there being like the rich fuck section. You know, like the rich fucks sit over there. That's totally fine. But there should still be, you know, and I know a lot of baseball games have, and like minor league games are super cheap and you can always go to a minor league game. And a lot of baseball stadiums have like the $15 bleacher seats and all of that stuff. But most of the stadiums should be affordable. It is literally for the people. So, anyway, I'm going to shut up now so we can take a break and then come back and talk about this starter kit, which I got a shit ton of games on mine. Very excited.
Well, we didn't talk about the E3 stuff, the Annapurna Interactive showcase.
Fuck, I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah. I didn't, I don't know much about it, to be perfectly honest.
I did watch it.
I did not watch this one.
I did. Now I got to pull it back up, though, because I don't remember what it was, because we also started watching Peacemaker, and that's literally all I've thought about for like the last couple of days. That show's
so let's see,
funny.
This thing opens up with, what is this? Bunch of magic-y looking stuff. Okay, so it starts off with a sizzle reel, then we get Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess this looks kind of neat. Patterns, lots of patterns. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks neat. Again, not.
It's
not.
made by the people that made Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's why I was more interested in it than not.
Okay. Well, yeah, now I'm definitely interested in it because that's one of my favorite games ever at this point.
Yeah.
So it's a puzzle solving. It certainly looks creepy as hell.
Yeah, it's a murder mystery. There's like a maze. I don't know. It looks cool, and it's a great fucking name. What a good name, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
Yeah,
that is
pretty
an
great.
Outstanding name.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Next one is Cocoon.
I mean, yeah.
It's not based on the movie, right?
Which makes me super sad.
Yeah. It's got an interesting look to it.
It looks pretty cool. It looks kind of, it's Death Stranding adjacent, like building bridges and shit. I don't know. That's like the vibe I get from it, but like with a weird kind of Quantum Mania, like jumping between levels kind of thing. I don't know. It looks really interesting.
Next up was Lush Foil Photography Sim.
Yeah, I'll just go take pictures.
That's exactly what that sounds like.
Yep.
Marumitu Games Showcase. Okay. I don't know what Marumitu Games is. It's just a whole development studio showing off them making games. There's a cat. And then we get this weird-ass thing. This was To a T. So this is from the creator of Katamari. We don't... I don't know. Do we know what the gameplay is of this?
Does it matter?
You glean anything? What was the other game he did?
Watum.
Did you ever play that?
Yes. I don't remember loving it, though.
Yeah, I remember hearing mixed reviews on that.
It wasn't Katamari. Which, how could it have been? But
exactly.
I was still... It was a game that I think was just going to suffer that kind of unfair comparison no matter what. Plus, it was just super weird. It was a super weird, like, puzzle game. Mm-hmm. I don't think I understood it very well when I played it and was just kind of like, okay, this isn't as instantly... it's not as intuitive. Like, Katamari was so simple. Right, just start rolling shit up, with this amazing music. And Watum, like, had this, I don't know, it was just fucking weird. But this looks super strange, and I'm super into it.
This song is amazing. And then, like, halfway through, I can spin so fast, I can fly. I don't know what this is. I don't get it.
Has my
you're a main
curiosity.
character that always has his arms out like a T. I love the name To a T. Like, it's genius. I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah, I don't know.
This game Flock looks pretty neat.
Yeah, I don't remember this one very well. I'm looking back
at a bunch of birds flying around.
Oh yeah. It felt kind of flower adjacent.
That's exactly what I was like. What's that PS3 game?
Yeah,
super artsy one. Yeah. Like with just like
cool.
a dash of like Piku Niku weirdness in it. Like it's definitely got a personality. What's a ghost bike?
This is done by the guys who made Nidhogg.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that game.
I never knew that's how you said it. I've never heard it said before. I've always just looked at it and be like, what the hell is that? I don't know what that is.
Nidhogg. Yeah, I think is how it's said. I could be wrong, but I said it with confidence. I don't know. This game looks really cool. Like, it's visually very
visual
interesting.
styles. It's got a really neat cell shading going on there. The ride of your afterlife. Whatever. Okay. Good job. Well done.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like how this whole presentation is like showing where they're all from. Like every time they show a next game, like this one's from Warwick. Like this is where in the world they're being developed from, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So after Ghost Bike was Glass Revolver, and We Kill Monsters. I'm not seeing much in the way of the game itself. Oh, there's the This is the game. I think we were just seeing the bunch of information from We Kill Monsters, like this Bounty Star, The Morose Tale of Graveyard Clem. I mean, that's a heck of a name.
That is a heck of a name.
And it's like
this was okay.
Okay, post-apocalyptic. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it looked kind of interesting, like big mech fucking fighting stuff. I don't know, but also like some life sim shit in there.
Yeah, it doesn't look for me.
I'm very over this Mundawn game.
Yeah,
I don't know
if
this is the like the hand drawn kind of black and white sepia tone horror game. This looks really cool.
Yeah, this looks right up your alley.
Really interesting.
This looks not up my alley.
No, for sure.
I would not drive a car anywhere near this alley.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
I thought this
in
looked
Phoenix,
really cool.
Bounty
Stray
Star
is coming to Xbox, which is cool. That's such a good game.
Oh, is that? Oh, Stray's coming to Xbox. Yeah. How is this not coming to Switch? Come on.
I don't know.
What the hell?
I really don't. It's such a charming,
this is coming
fun
to
little
Xbox
game.
before Switch? That just strikes me as crazy. That's just absolutely banana balls. It's not like this game's pushing anything the Switch can't do.
No, it didn't seem to.
I mean, I've played it on PS4. It's a great game. There's you might have to you might run at a lower frame rate or something. Might be downgraded a little bit, but there's nothing here that the Switch couldn't handle. I mean, I'm thrilled that it's coming to Xbox. I'm just surprised it's not also coming to Switch. It seems like a perfect fit for that platform to sell a fuckload more copies.
Yeah, it
Thirsty Suitors.
This is a really weird looking. It's a rhythm action RPG that has a ton of super weird stuff happening in it. I don't know. It looks like a lot of anime bullshit, but not in the typical way that we say anime bullshit. Just I don't know. It just looks fucking really weird and like something my kids are going to be talking to me about a whole lot.
Very erotic, anime inspired, but not necessarily anime. Lots of butts.
Yeah.
Lots of dancing. That's a strange looking game.
I mean, I love butts and dancing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it does not look like a game that I will play, but it does look like a game I'm glad exists.
Yeah. I feel like for some reason this is something kids are going to be like, Dad, this is the weirdest fucking thing. I was skateboarding and then shaking my tush. All right, I don't want to hear anymore.
Storyteller. I don't know.
Some weird Netflix gaming thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
and then
I don't know.
We got Blade Runner? Something other?
Yeah, there's a new Blade Runner game coming.
Yeah, and neat.
I love Blade Runner. I don't know what the hell this is going to be.
I don't either.
But I'm kind of excited about it because it's Blade Runner.
And I think that's it. They did a little sizzle reel at the end, and that was the showcase. So that was a pretty nice showcase. Yeah. Good for you, Annapurna Interactive. Please reprint the Sayonara Wild Hearts soundtrack on vinyl, because I want it desperately.
You pricks.
I mean, come on. It still sells for $300 on eBay. That's insane for a record.
It really is.
Put Stray on Switch, because that's money on the table. Just simple as that. Flick that switch. Because that's how easy it is to port things, right? You just push a couple of buttons.
That's what she said.
Hey.
Ooh.
So we've got one more for before the end of the year. Really, I think the last one we'll cover as part of this whole not E3 situation for the summer video game extravaganza will be LRG3, which they finally announced. They said they were going to do an LRG3 a couple months ago, and they didn't release a date. Now I finally have one. LRG3 is July 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that will be our next. We will have happened by the time our next. No, not by the time we record. No. I don't think.
No,
it'll happen before the next episode's supposed to air, but it will not be until. Yeah, so we'll get around to that on the episode that airs. Let's see, today's the 30th, going for the 7th. So then we're going to record the 7th for the 14th. So the 21st, we'll get around to covering this LRG3. But there you go. Now we're going to take ourselves a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about PlayStation 3 games. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around. Hi everyone, Kris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast. Okay, we're back. We're back, and we have PlayStation 3s stacked up in front of us. We're ready to dance the dance of joy. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's some guy wrapping bacon and baby back ribs on my screen right now. He's got cheddar cheese. He's got barbecue sauce, Chipotle barbecue sauce. This shit looks delicious. I love food. But anyway, so this is the Stone Age Starter Kit.
You should watch the Meat Church on YouTube.
The Meat Church?
The Meat Church. That guy's right up your alley.
That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Back on schedule here. PlayStation 3 Starter Kit. Every month here on the Stone Age Gamer podcast, we do starter kits. Stone Age Starter Kits, where if you had $100 to start a physical collection of games for any specific platform, which games would you get, assuming you had all of the necessary accessories and hardware to play the games. So it's just about getting the games, as many games, good games as you can, to start off a collection to best represent the platform in physical form. Now, of course, this is a hypothetical situation. There are better ways to do all of this. This is just for the sake of having an interesting conversation. Please don't take this literally at face value. I have fewer games than Dan does, so Dan should go first.
I definitely should. And the first game on my list, Kris, very exciting to bring this to your attention, which it might even be on your list. $5, Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yes.
Such a good game. Is it on your list?
It just barely didn't make my cut. Okay. And I don't know that I feel good about the cut. See, I waffled back and forth on what my first game was. It was either going to be Batman Arkham Asylum or the original BioShock. And I went back and forth on God, which one of those is the more essential PlayStation 3 experience? And when it came down to it, I had other third-person character action games on my list, and I didn't have many other first-person ones. And I thought BioShock was just it was such a monumental thing. It's a really good game that I'm terrible at. So I wound up with BioShock instead of Batman, which is rough cut.
That is
because City was $5 too, right? I had Asylum and City on my maybe list. I would have went with Asylum just because I think that's where you start, because it's a fucking masterpiece of a game.
Yeah.
But
I waffled back and forth between Asylum and City, but like you said, the reason that I went with Arkham Asylum is because that is where you should start. Right? You should start at the beginning. There are other ways to play this game. It's coming to other consoles. There are HD versions and whatever. But for $5, this is such a good fucking game.
That's a crazy good value for $5.
Even if you play it just for the story and the acting of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, it's worth the $5.
For sure. And strangely jacked Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, he's pretty ripped.
He's
pretty big too.
Ripped. He's ready to take down the Joker. He's ready to take down Batman in a fist fight in this game. He is ripped.
Yeah, so that is my first choice. Batman Arkham Asylum, $5.
obviously, as we just said, my first choice was BioShock instead. That just because BioShock is really such a fascinating game. I played a little bit of BioShock and was fucking terrible at it. I didn't play the second one. I didn't hate it. I certainly didn't hate it. I really liked the whole environment of it. I thought it was a really interesting game. BioShock 2 felt really unnecessary to me, even from the little bit that I played of BioShock 1. But then BioShock Infinite was another really interesting looking game, but I never really played that one. So I wound up going with BioShock just as a more quintessential PlayStation experience. But I mean, there's Batman's amazing. So
see, I really feel like BioShock is more of an Xbox experience than a PlayStation one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember people getting the PlayStation version of that game, but I could be remembering it wrong. I have Batman on PlayStation. That's the system that I got Batman for, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, my next game starts with a G. Do you have anything in between A and G or B and G?
I do.
I mean? What do you have?
I have the greatest hits version of Dark Souls for $9.
All right,
because I mean that's an entire new genre. That's like that was a monumental thing for the PlayStation 3. Demon's Souls was also, and I think that's like. That was the PlayStation exclusive flavored one.
Yeah,
but Dark Souls is kind of like the root of this whole like new Souls kind of game, or at least one of the roads. What was the other one? Like something Born?
Bloodborne. But that was
Bloodborne.
That was the following generation.
That was after. That was later. Yeah. So the original Dark Souls at $9 just seemed like a really important piece of PlayStation to have. And again, there's your third person character action game, well, to a much different degree than the Batman one. But yeah, it seemed pretty important. Again, I don't know that Dark Souls is necessarily my thing. I still haven't given it a proper go, even though my friend Mike gave me a copy of the game.
It's very good. It's very good.
I hear it's very good, and just if it can catch me in even a fraction of the way the newer Zelda games catch me, with like where I see a giant monster, I'm like, I'll fuck with that. And then I get killed, then I just try again. Yeah. Like, it seems like the kind of thing that's going to suck me in if I ever get around to it. So
it does have, like, the respawn points from what I remember in Dark Souls are pretty good. Like, I know they're good in this Lies of P demo that I'm playing. So, like, they don't put you so far back of, fuck, I gotta go through this whole level again, get to the fucking really hard boss, and then die again in 3 minutes. It just barely did not make my list. And I could be talked into taking one of the $9 game that I put instead. I could be talked into taking that off. But, alright, well, for my next game then, I have for the just absolute fucking bargain price. I am so happy with this list that I have for $100 exactly. It's absurd. For $7, God of War 3.
Oh.
Holy shit, what a fucking game that is. First of all, $7. It has... God of War is known for its, cinematic, big opening fucking fight. And the opening fight in God of War 3 has you scaling the Titan Gaia to make it up
that's
to the
really
top
impressive. That's
to make it up to the top of her to then fight Poseidon as he is throwing literally the entire fucking ocean at you. And then it just gets fucking better from there. It is an unbelievable fucking game that does the crazy job of bringing the first part of the God of War saga to a satisfying conclusion. Shockingly enough, like, I felt after playing, like, the first God of War, and then certainly after the second one, it was like, there's just no way that there's a good ending to this. Like, how do you take this gigantically epic series and give a satisfying ending? And they did. And it was fucking awesome. And this game is incredible, and it's $7.
That is a very interesting choice, and one that I waffled around with for a little bit. I did not put that on my list, because instead I put God of War Saga for $14, which includes God of War 2, God of War 3, Chains of Olympus, and Ghost of Sparta. And that value for $14 for
crazy.
those 5 games is fucking insane.
It is.
So,
it is.
like, I was like, yeah, do I just do God of War 3? Because, like, God of War 3 has to be there, like, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah.
It just
Without
has to
question.
be. And I thought for $7 more to get, like, the trilogy remastered, plus the PSP games, plus God of, like... Yeah, that's the way to do it. So I went with God of War Saga at $14.
I don't disagree with that choice. The reason I didn't do it is at the end of my list.
Understandable.
And we'll get there.
That's $7. There was a lot of stuff that I wound up having to cut. Yeah. And one in specific, there's a game that starts with the letter T that I cut in order to put this in its place, and I went back and forth on whether or not that was the right idea, because it's a tough call, but I'm going to stand by. Just, it's too good of a value for too many good games,
and they're all fucking good. The PSP ones were so good; they were so fucking good, and to get all of them, I mean, you're absolutely right. The value there is in fucking credible. And I tried not to, like, the hard thing that I'm having now when doing these lists, the hard time that I'm having is, like, I've said, like, on the PS2 list, I forget which one I put on there, but, like, I've already said that you should get God of War, on the PS2. So, like, now I'm telling you to buy it again, which I know is not how I should be doing these lists, but I have a hard time not doing it that way.
They should all be self-contained. That's my plan.
They should be, but I've had a hard time doing it. All right. Next on my list, I have for $4 a game I don't like very much because it's just not for me, but it's a PlayStation list. And as we said with the PS1 and the PS2, it just has to be on there. Gran Turismo 5 Prologue is $4. It's enough Gran Turismo for me. Like, it'll get you by.
That's fair. I skipped it. I tried really hard to keep Burnout Paradise on there for $7. That's what I wanted for my racing game. But Gran Turismo didn't make my list.
Yeah. It's just such an identifiable, like, iconic PlayStation thing. And it still looks crazy good. Like, the Gran Turismo games are like, you just put them on and you're like, how the fuck are you doing this? This wizardry is absurd.
Quite.
What you got next?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
My next one for $10, I went with Ico and Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh. Can't do it.
I really wanted to put Shadow of the Colossus here, because I didn't put it on my PS2 list because the game's just doesn't function well enough on PlayStation 2. But it's such a good game. I think this was, if I remember correct, this basically made that game work. Right? And then they eventually I'm wrong about that, aren't I? They didn't work right until the PS4 one.
The PS4 one is the one.
There we go.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
I would argue...
I'm yoinking that. I got my wires crossed.
Yeah, in favor of Burnout Paradise.
Yeah,
they work.
That means I have 10, so...
they work. The Ico and the Shadow of Colossus for PS3 are certainly more playable. I don't know that I would argue that they are, in fact, playable, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I got my wires crossed. It's the PS4 one.
Yeah.
Oh, right, well, I've got two $7 games I'm trying to choose between.
All right, you deliberate, and I will talk about Infamous. Because for $6, the very first Infamous, again, another one of those, like, iconic Sony franchises. I would argue that it's iconic.
Greatest Hits one was on my list, too. It didn't make the cut. Maybe I threw Infamous back in there. Yeah. Maybe I throw, do Infamous and Gran Turismo, right? Because Gran Turismo was 4?
Yeah, you could throw those two on there. I mean, Infamous, but if I've got the whole God of War saga,
And I got no.
That's
yeah.
one of the reasons.
I want a different genre.
Yeah.
So I'm either
keep deliberating.
I'm gonna do Burnout Paradise. That's what's going on the list. Burnout Paradise, and then I'm a few dollars shy. See if I can find something.
Such a good fucking game.
To fit
Such
there.
a good game.
What can I find for $3 while you're talking?
There's stuff on there.
I'm sure there is.
Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix, the greatest hits version, is only $3, and it missed my list. But it is only $3. But no, Infamous, a really cool character with really cool powers. It's what Sucker Punch did after Sly Cooper, and you know the way I love Sly Cooper, and like could not have been any more different of a game from Sly Cooper. You went from this really awesome, like cute, cuddly mascot kind of 3D platformer thing to this, of the time, very aggressive, very gritty superhero action adventure kind of game that's pretty violent, whatever. But the way you control Cole throughout the game is he's just so fun to play as, with all the different powers that you get throughout the game. It's just a really, really cool fucking game. I kind of waffled back and forth between this and the Infamous 2, which is $7 for the Hero Edition. But that would have put me $1 over, and Infamous is a really, really good game. Which I don't think we're ever going to get any more of, because they've moved on to Ghost of Tsushima. Which I can't be mad at, I
mean, you never know.
It's possible.
Anything's possible.
All right, I've got
the nostalgia is strong enough.
My next game starts with a K. Do you have anything in between that? Any K games?
No.
All right, then I will go again, since I still have more than you do. For $5, Killzone 3, the greatest hits.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good first-person shooter. It shows, what Guerrilla was capable of. It's a really good game. It unfortunately got labeled as everything did back then.
Oh, Halo Killer, right.
Is this the Halo Killer? No, it's fucking not. It's its own thing, and it's its own awesome thing. But when Killzone was coming out, it was like, well, here's Sony's answer to Halo. And it fucking wasn't. Because nothing was going to be. And it unfairly kind of put it, well, it's not as good as Halo. And then, by the time Killzone 3 came out, it was just... It's a game that should have been... I mean, it was the greatest hits and whatever, but I still feel like it should have been a bigger deal than it was, and maybe a little bit more appreciated. Because it's a really solid, first-person shooter. It's in that kind of sci-fi genre, whatever, but it's really, really good. And $5, again, these kind of identifiable, iconic PlayStation 3 era franchises, that's one that has to be on there.
Yeah. All right. Well, in the interest of filling my $3, I went with Kingdom Hearts 2 HD 2.5 Remix Greatest Hits for $3.
Yep, that barely missed the list here, because Kingdom Hearts 2 is such a better game than Kingdom Hearts 1.
Agreed.
It's such a better game, and for $3, I mean, fuck, dude. Like,
yeah, and I think this one had, like, 'cause this was the 2.5 remix. Didn't this have, like, the Chain of Memories in it, maybe? I don't know.
Extra shit. It's got the Nightmare Before Christmas world, which is really all I cared about. It was like, oh, that's cool. I could go do that. Yeah.
I liked Kingdom Hearts 2, and then I fell off. That was it.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done. It's good. Like, it was a cool idea, and now I'm done with it. Yeah. I don't need you to keep making 900 of these.
With increasingly bizarre names.
What you got next?
The Last of Us for $11.
Oh, see, I have that down with the T's, but yeah, you're right. It should be with the L's. I just was lazy. Yeah, Last of Us, $11. I have it on my list, too. It has to be there. Has to be there.
It does. It's not my thing. I've no interest in playing something that depressing. Yeah. But it's like the PlayStation 3 game. Like,
yeah,
it tops a lot of lists for, like, best game on the platform. So, okay.
It tops a lot of lists, not just for best game on the platform, but best game of that generation.
Yeah.
Like, that is the game, and it continues. It's a very Nintendo-esque thing with Sony, because they continue to remaster it and redo it, and they keep selling it, and it keeps fucking selling.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's really weird. It's one of the few things that they do like that, where, you know, well, you fuckers keep buying it, so we're going to keep doing it. Hold on, there's a giant spider out here in the office that I have to kill. Hold, please. Or maybe get spider powers from. Nope, and just killed him. Did I? No, I missed him. I think I broke 2 of his legs, though, so now he's just going to die a slow death, which is unfortunate. Get under there, you fucking spider fuck. Anyway.
Well, you know, he's not paying rent, so...
No, he's not! The prick! What a fucking asshole.
This economy, you want to live here for free? I don't fucking think so.
Yeah, come on now, dude. This is ridiculous. With all this cool shit out here? What a fucking asshole you are. I also had a game that started with L on my list, because if any time I can make somebody buy L.A. Noire, especially when it's only $4, I'm going to fucking suggest it. I love that game. I think it's fucking brilliant. I do not like Rockstar games. This is one of my favorite games that I've ever played. It's just a really, really solid detective game that also happens to take place in a really cool setting with really good acting, clever puzzles, the whole thing. It's just a great fucking experience for $4. Yes, please.
Nice.
I think that was on my Xbox list as well.
My other L game was Little Big Planet, Game of the Year Greatest Hits Edition for $7. I had a lot of problems with Little Big Planet, but
yeah, I did too.
It's an extraordinarily clever game. It built itself a neat little community. It's got really great music. It's got great personality, and it is a pretty quintessential PlayStation 3 thing. Like, they really put a lot behind this one, and it is, for all of its problems, it is a very special game. So, $7.
I want it. Yeah, I tried. I just couldn't. I couldn't get it on there with the other games that I had. I wanted to, but it's just not very good. Yeah,
but like, you know what? I didn't think it was very good, but a lot of other people did, and so and then looking at the rest of the games on my list,
unfortunately,
yeah. I think you need to make that determination for yourself. So I'm glad I own it. I don't know that I'm very glad I played
it. I think Little Big Planet 3 was, you know, by the time it got to Little Big Planet 3, it was like, all right, we've kind of figured this out now, and that is a better overall experience. But yeah, I mean, I can't fault you for putting that. It is a huge, it was such an important thing and such an interesting thing.
It's a big part of that system's identity. So
yeah, and again, a very like Nintendo-esque kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
also very Sony.
But also very Sony. Jumping down, next game on my list for $7. If you know anything about this show or me, there was absolutely no way that Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots was not going to be on this list.
That's my next game, too.
Oh my god, what a fucking good game it is.
Never played it.
Jesus, I love this game.
Bought it before I bought the system, brand new, because that's how much I loved Metal Gear at the time. But I hadn't finished 3, and then I never played 4 because I never finished 3.
Well, and you should play 4 because 4 is like the last in the timeline. Yeah, like it's the end of it's the end of Solid Snake. He's a fucking old man.
That's not the one where they changed his voice yet, though, right?
No.
Like Kiefer Sutherland was him in 5, so this is still David Hayter.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland took over the big boss role in 5 because you're big boss back because that one's like previous. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4 like wraps up the Solid Snake. I think the fucking ending movie, like the ending cinematic in Metal Gear Solid 4 is legit like 45, 50 minutes long. It's so fucking wild. This game is crazy, but like it took so many risks with the Metal Gear formula and let you play through a lot of it like as a first-person shooter if you wanted to. You could switch back and forth between first person and third person. It controlled really well. It was beautifully animated. It's a gorgeous fucking game.
I mean, that skin-tight suit that goes on Old Snake is... It really hugs the butt crevice.
It does.
it goes deeper than you'd expect, which is like that's the image of that game that I always have in my head. It's just a Solid Snake's butt crevice.
It's so worth a playthrough. The stuff with Otacon in it is great. It's just a great fucking game. And for as ridiculous, like just full stop absurd that the Metal Gear story is, it does a decent job of like tying it all together. It's fucking bananas, for sure, but it's really good. It's really good. It's $7. Just buy it. I imagine.
Keep going.
I imagine my next game is on your list too, because again, for $6, if you can get Portal 2, you should.
Oh, I actually had one before that.
Oh, really? What'd you have before that?
I had MLB 15 The Show for $6.
All right, look at you. I have no MLB games on here.
This is where that series started to take off, right? Because this is like PlayStation 2, everyone was still kind of reeling from the loss of MVP baseball.
Yep.
MLB The Show starts taking off on PlayStation 3, and I think 15 was like the most recent one. I didn't really know which was the best one, so I just went with the most recent one. It just seemed like another important thing to have on there. You know, granted, I should have had Gran Turismo on here too, but if I have to choose between realistic cars and realistic baseball, I'm choosing realistic baseball. So, boom.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I have a hard time putting sports games on these lists. I don't know. I just do. Because they're so of that particular time. You know?
Yes, Portal 2 is my next game after that.
Yeah, it's $6. It's Portal 2.
It's one of the best games ever made. Do it.
Just do it. What do you got next after Portal 2?
Rock Band.
Nice. Yeah.
$6.
Yeah, I mean, again,
for all the reasons you suggested on Xbox, just it's a ridiculous amount of game for $6.
It really is
a huge part of that entire generation. It's great experience.
Ridiculous amount of fun. Ridiculous amount of fun.
Yep.
Just missed my list because I went with a couple different things. My next game, I had Resistance: The Fall of Man for $4.
Yeah.
You know, huge like departure from the studio that made Spyro the Dragon. Here comes Resistance: Fall of Man, and it's a fucking really good first-person shooter. Again, kind of unfairly labeled with that. Is this the Halo killer? No, it's fucking not. It's Resistance. It's its own thing. But a really cool game. Got a sequel that's $5. I went with this one because it was $1 cheaper. You know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I don't think my next game is on your list, but I'm pretty sure the one after that is. So if you will permit me to jump the line again, I will say that my next game was Soul Calibur 4 for $8. Because it's a really, really good version of Soul Calibur. The reason that I even bothered to include this one versus some other things was that the character creator in this one is so fucking fun that just that alone, I think, is worth the $8. It was such a good, deep character creation thing. And I know, like, it's a bit of, like, personal nostalgia. But when Tiff and I first started dating, one of the things we did was make as many recognizable characters as we could in the Soul Calibur 4 character creator. And she really liked playing... I don't remember the girl's name who fights with the big bladed ring.
You know the one Tira?
Yeah, something like that. But Tiff made a really accurate Harley Quinn, and gave her fucking Tira's moveset, and it was just really awesome. It's a really, really solid Soul Calibur game. But the next one, I'm pretty sure, is on your list.
Yeah, what's that?
Super Street Fighter 4?
Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition for $10.
Yeah, I had just Super Street Fighter 4 for $9, but... Tell me why you love this Street Fighter, Chris.
Street Fighter 4 is one of my favorite Street Fighters, because Street Fighter 2 is amazing for all the reasons that we all know. Street Fighter 2 is an outstanding thing. Street Fighter 3 is amazing, but Street Fighter 3 was nowhere near as accessible as Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 3, like, if you didn't know how to parry, then this game is useless to you. You'll just get destroyed every time you play, which I learned how to do that. It's got a gorgeous art style. Got Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is a fucking masterpiece.
It is.
But Street Fighter
you're
4...
right, it's hard.
Yeah, it's not that there's a reason that game wasn't a big success at the arcades. It's because nobody was picking it up and playing it. It wasn't 3D, like big flashy 3D graphics like most other games at the time, but most importantly, to your average player, it just wasn't pick up and play fun. Street Fighter 4 was this perfect balance of the technical nature of Street Fighter 3, but also as the accessibility of Street Fighter 2, with flashy 3D graphics with an art style that I think looked great, amazing new characters and old characters. This is where we got Juri from. I don't care what anyone says. I think Hakan was an amazing character with the Turkish oil wrestling was just so bizarre. Cool. Looks like it's time to oil up. God, I love I played so much Street Fighter 4 on my on Xbox 360 in particular. It was insane because that game it had that. If you didn't have the technical know-how, if you were just good enough at your bread and butter tactics, you could still stand up against people that had more technical know-how. I mean, to a degree, obviously, I'm not going to fight against like tournament ready players, but like my friend Rich, I'd play this online with him all the time, and he could not beat my Guile. He got ridiculously technically good with Bison. Like, he could just destroy with Bison, but for some reason, he couldn't fight my Guile. Like, I had an answer for every single move that he had, which was so strange, because, like, I wasn't a very technical player. I just have a very specific, I just work with the basics, and, like, charge characters are always my thing, because I like to counteract. I like to react to what people are doing in the first place instead of striking first. Or forcing somebody to react to something that I do, like that's the other part of it. If you want to get into like the throwing fireballs game or something like that, I can just throw like a really slow sonic boom and be like, what are they going to do? And then react to whatever they do to that kind of a thing. But regardless, I fucking love Street Fighter 4. I was hugely disappointed in Street Fighter 5. I know it eventually became very good. But where it started from, I didn't like its new art direction. I really don't like the new characters that they invented for that game. I think they're really ho-hum or just really stupid. Like G is it's ripped Abe Lincoln. That is a terrible, terrible character design. It's just bullshit. Like, after coming off the really interesting new characters, I mean, like, sure, Rufus is like kind of a piece of shit, but whatever. Like, Juri alone is just, I'm glad that character is stuck around, but I thought Street Fighter 4 in all of its incarnations really was great. And the arcade edition, when they added even more characters, like I can't remember if it's Yun or Yang, whichever one of those Street Fighter 3 guys was in that one. It's just ridiculously good. And if I had to pick one fighting game on the PlayStation, that's the one that I would go with. No question. Yeah,
it's outstanding. I had to get both on there. I had to get both because there's just such a difference between like Street Fighter 4 and Soul Calibur 4.
Oh yeah, totally different animals. I remember not. I remember not particularly caring for it. I don't have the same connection that you do to it. I remember not really liking Soul Calibur 4 all that much. Isn't that the one with the fucking Star Wars characters in it?
Maybe. I don't know. I thought that was 3.
No, 3 was the one that had Zasalamel and finally brought Li Long back, but only as a fucking character creation mode.
Yeah.
Because Li Long was my favorite Soul Blade character. I never
fucking used the Star Wars characters, so like I just didn't care.
I just that was some shark jumping bullshit right there. The Star Wars characters. I thought, which one? Let's see,
it might have been 4.
Yeah, it was 4, because this is the one that had fucking Yoda, and he was all tiny, and Darth Vader, and it's like, alright, but you're fighting with lightsabers. I don't care how magical Mitsurugi's sword is, the lightsaber's just gonna cut right through him. Like, if you want to do this, just make a Star Wars fighting game based on the Soul Calibur engine, and just fill it with...
wanted.
Because all anyone wanted to do was fight Yoda against Darth Vader. Like...
Yeah.
But you couldn't, because Yoda was on Xbox and Darth Vader was on PlayStation, because fuck all. And like,
but they eventually came to the other system.
Through Star Wars, Starkiller in there, the Apprentice, as it were. Like, they threw him in there. Yeah. At one point, I never played as him. Because I was
like I said,
so
I never
fucked
fucked with the Star Wars characters.
I just didn't fuck with this game very much. Like, when I saw the Star Wars characters, like, all right, you no. And I was somewhat disappointed in Soul Calibur 3. Like, Soul Calibur 2 was so perfect, and Soul Calibur 3 was like, I see what you're doing, but why are you only on PlayStation 2? This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. It was the worst selling version of Soul Calibur 2, so that platform is the only platform that gets Soul Calibur 3. I was like, I got so used to playing Soul Calibur 2 on my GameCube controller, I wanted to play Soul Calibur 3 on my GameCube controller. And I didn't want to play it on my PlayStation 2. And it's just, man, dumbass decisions like that. I just don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. Also, they never made... Why? I had to take my glasses off for this. This still makes me so mad in retrospect. Why in the world did they never make a Zelda fighting game based on the Soul Calibur engine? The GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2 was the far and away the best-selling version of that game because it had Link in it. Because every Nintendo goon was like, oh, I can play as Link in Soul Calibur, this shit's great. And also the game was fucking phenomenal on top of that. So it all came together in this perfect field. It's like, okay, here's the groundwork. Use the engine. Use the weapons-based Soul Calibur engine. You can even call it something Soul Calibur and throw like one character in as a guest, but make a Zelda fighting game in the Soul Calibur engine. You're welcome. Just do that. That's all you need to do. Make a shitload of money. Yeah.
The fact that, I mean, and that one's certainly a little bit more niche, and you would have to stretch a little bit more for characters, I think, than you would comparatively to just Star Wars. Like,
the Star Wars one, that
hasn't happened. I don't understand.
Completely insane. Like, that would not even...
Makes no
just
sense.
Even the lighting they already have in place for Soul Calibur, where like they swing their swords around, there's like a color trail. Come on, you're just like, yes, the Zelda fighting game, especially at that time, it would have been a little bit of a stretch to find characters, but you could put like, you know, an Iron Knuckle or a Lizalfo, any of those monster characters. They could have padded that roster. They could have made that shit work, no question. Different flavors of Link from different versions of the games, like they did with the Hyrule Warriors games. They could have made that shit work, but the Star Wars one, what the hell? That's just so obvious. It's so obvious.
I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I never have.
Either. Masters of Terras Kasi can exist on PlayStation 1.
I know.
And we don't get a Soul Calibur engine Star Wars fighting game. What is wrong with the world?
A whole bunch. You know what's not wrong with the world, though, Chris?
I don't. What is it, Dan?
My
Cheer
next game, Tomb Raider for $6. The
Tom
Tomb Raider
Raider.
reboot. Tom Raider. What a fucking good game this is.
Yeah, this just barely didn't make the cut because of my last game.
There are very, very few games that I have platinumed. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I have platinumed both Guacamelee games twice, the PS3 and the PS4 versions, or like whatever the fucking systems that came out on. This Tomb Raider reboot is a game that I have also platinumed twice when I also bought the HD version for full fucking price. That's how much. And you know how I feel about that shit.
I do.
Paying for, I don't fucking do that, and I did it for this game. This game is absolutely incredible. This game is so fucking good.
Was that fucking Meineke? You're not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
Yes.
What was that? That was Meineke.
Yeah.
Boy, that just popped into my head.
But you'll get a lot. And in this game, fuck yeah, dude. $6 for the Tomb Raider reboot greatest hits version. It is such a good game. It was so smart and such a well done updating of, like, we're going to take this character that has seen diminishing returns since, you know, the start of the franchise, and has become just almost a joke at this point of, like, we've tried to make it more serious, but it's still very cheesecake and all of those things. And they were doing, like, Tomb Raider Underground and all this shit. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. So when they rebooted it here, they, you know, Lara Croft was still an attractive female character, but she wasn't the, you know, complete cheesecake sex pot.
She was a lot younger.
She was a lot younger.
They had no problems with killing her in very brutal fashion.
Oh my god, I've never felt as bad for killing a character as I have for this game. Like, there's one in particular, like, early on, you're sliding down, like, a fucking ravine, and if you don't dodge to the left or the right at the right time, you impale her on, like, some fucking jagged sticks. It's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Jesus.
Yeah, that was rough. I didn't get super far into this game. A friend of mine lent it to me for, like, a one night. So I had one good night with this game. It was like, this is awesome, and I just never got around to playing the rest of it, but...
Oh, fucking love it. Two great sequels as well. This is an absolutely brilliant game. $6, fuck yeah.
Good call. Good call. I did not put it on my list because of the last game that's on my list.
So you only have one more.
I have one more.
All right, I have 4 more. But
okay.
the next 3 are kind of a cheat. But this is why I skipped. The reason I skipped the God of War collection is so that I could put Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, because Uncharted 1 is $4, Uncharted 2 is $2, and Uncharted 3 is $2. So for the grand total of $8, $8.
That's interesting.
You get the entire Uncharted trilogy. And, I mean, you want to talk about growth and progression in a game. Fucking serious. Like, good God. What a brilliant, brilliant series of games these are. I have replayed through these. They're some of Tiff's favorites, so, you know, we play through them pretty frequently. I never get tired of going back and playing these games. Most especially 2 and 3. But I feel like you should also have 1 on there as well, so you can see the progression, because 1's still a little rough around the edges. It was pretty ambitious for what Naughty Dog was trying to do. They really nailed it with 2. Has some of the best set pieces in any video game I've ever played. 3 is just incredible. And, like, you know, then they went on to The Last of Us. Like, Naughty Dog is such a huge part of the PlayStation 3 era, and still to this day. But, man, for $8 you can get all 3 of those? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely
that to me
messed
is a no-brainer.
Because my last one was the Uncharted 1 and 2 dual pack for $9. I just didn't. I just mathed this wrong. No, absolutely. Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 for what you said. I'm replacing that.
Yeah. $8.
I didn't realize they were so much less expensive for them like that. Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right, and then so you're done. You have $1 left. Okay.
I have $1 left, and I'm not spending it.
All right. Well, is there a $4 game? Do you want to take off Kingdom Hearts and find a 4? I don't know. Whatever. My last game is the Zone of the Enders HD collection for $10. Those
How the fuck is Uncharted 2 only $2?
It doesn't, because it sold a gajillion fucking copies.
You know what? So did Super Mario Brothers. That's a goddamn Greek tragedy. That game should never fall. That game should never be that cheap. It doesn't deserve it.
I mean, you have to have it, though. But
you do. I'm just saying, that game should have retained more value.
I waffled back and forth between a couple of different, like, $10 games. But I just really like Zone of the Enders. And I really like this HD collection, and I think it's really worth spending some time. You're not a huge fan of these, right?
Nah, Zone of the Enders didn't do it for me.
Yeah. I don't know. Big, crazy, mech, weird Hideo Kojima shit. Like, I'm in. I'm sold. They did a really nice job with the ports of these, too. Like, the HD collection. It's a really nice collection of Zone of the Enders 1 and 2. Which are somewhat prohibitively expensive to get otherwise, right? Like, I think I remember. So. I'm going back to double check my my bullshit now. But I think when we were talking about the original Zone of the Enders stuff, it was kind of prohibitive. Zone of the Enders. Not Anubis, Zone of the Enders. No, I misspoke. Zone of the Enders on PS2 is $8, and then Second Runner is $14 on PS2.
Is the Game Boy Advance one hard to get, maybe?
Maybe? The Fist of Mars, that one's $35, yeah.
That might be what we're thinking of. I think that came up when we did the Game Boy Advance one.
But still, you can get the PS2, the two PS2 games, you could get for a total of $23. Or on the PS3, you can get the HD collection, and it's actually cheaper now. Oh no, that's the PAL one. Never mind, I didn't do the region-free shit. Yeah, for $10.
Or you can get the strategy guide for $27.95.
So what games didn't make your list? I know we've talked about a bunch of them, but were there any others?
Yeah, let's see. Demon Souls, the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. I didn't even write down the price. I remember being like weirdly expensive. Metal Gear Rising up to $13. You know, cool game. Couldn't justify it. Mass Effect Trilogy is kind of a big deal. Not my kind of game, but Mass Effect Trilogy for $15. That's a pretty solid deal for those three games.
It's not bad. Yeah.
The Orange Box. I mean, the PlayStation 3 version of the Orange Box wasn't as good as the Xbox 360 version, but still, it's $23 goddamn dollars. Like,
that's a bit much
for the sake of being there. Red Dead Redemption, meh.
Sure.
Persona 5, $13. Prince of Persia was $7. Infamous, we talked about. Tomb Raider, $7. I skipped Tomb Raider in favor of doing the Uncharted games. Yeah, like, I can't cut any Uncharted games in favor of getting Tomb Raider on there. Like, Uncharted 2 is my favorite. I could cut Uncharted 1 and 3 and put Tomb Raider on there, but... I don't know. Burnout Paradise, Arkham... Yeah, that was it.
I cut Alien Isolation.
Oh, right.
Which I really like that game, but $10. Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, they're both $5. You know, I waffled back and forth on that. Infamous 2 we talked about. Ratchet and Clank, all for one. I feel bad that I didn't get a Ratchet and Clank game on here, but, you know, for $9, it's, you know. Yeah. It's Ratchet and Clank. Like, you know what you're getting. They're all good. But, okay. I really wanted to find a way, and I almost took off Zone of the Enders to put on South Park: The Stick of Truth, because that game's fucking great. It's hilarious. It's $7. But I felt like I just feel like Zone of the Enders is a better fit. And then I also really wanted to try and get Hot Shots Golf Out of Bounds on there, because, you know, PlayStation, it's Hot Shots, but $10, it's cute. I just... Am I going to take off Zone of the Enders for that, or two other games to get Hot Shots? Probably not. The one that really bummed me out to cut, though, was Heavenly Sword. That one was also $10. Just a really, really cool game. Made by what's the studio that does? They're Xbox exclusive now. Ninja
that's
Theory.
Bother me.
Ninja Theory, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
They then did like Enslaved. Journey to the West, they did that game too. It's just a really fucking cool game. I really like it.
Yeah,
it's not
Ninja
their
Theory,
best game, but you could see you could see the growth in like where they were going. Like, all right, these guys are cool. This is a
I
good
forgot
game.
to put Lair on my list.
Sorry,
fucking Lair.
I didn't know you felt so strongly. Yeah. Like, I could be talked out of Zone of the Enders and talked into Heavenly Sword, but I felt like that was just a little bit too much sameness with having Tomb Raider and fucking Infamous and God of War and Batman and Heavenly Sword. Like, if you like 3D action adventure games, this generation
for you.
Oh my god, this generation is for you. So I wanted to kind of vary it up a little bit, but give me your list top to bottom again, Chris, because I feel like these are both really strong, really good lists for $100.
I concur. Sorry, I clicked off of it. My list
fucking
was
dare you?
BioShock, Burnout Paradise, Dark Souls, Greatest Hits, God of War Saga, Kingdom Hearts 2 HD 2.5 Remix, The Last of Us, Little Big Planet, Metal Gear Solid 4, MLB 15 The Show, Portal 2, Rock Band, Super Street Fighter 4, and Uncharted 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's really good. I had you were at $99 with that, right?
Yeah.
All right, for $100, I had Batman Arkham Asylum, God of War 3, Gran Turismo 5 Prologue, Infamous Greatest Hits, Killzone 3 Greatest Hits, L.A. Noire, The Last of Us, Metal Gear Solid 4, Portal 2, Resistance, Fall of Man, Soul Calibur 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Tomb Raider, Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and the Zone of the Enders HD Collection.
Nice.
Those are solid fucking... That is a good $100. You are doing well with either of those.
I concur. These are very good lists. PlayStation 3 is a very good system.
And it's... If you're looking to... again, there have been a few of these where we've been like, these are pretty good ones to collect for. Like, PlayStation 3 is going to get expensive. I don't know when it's going to get expensive, but the quality of the games that are on here and with how disposable things became once we started really going towards digital releases, because there's a lot of digital shit in this era as well. This is going to be an expensive system to collect for. So if you're trying to do it now while you can get these games for a couple bucks.
The getting is good right now.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I guess let's see what the folks on the Discord had to say. We didn't have too many this time around. Where's Discord? There you are. So we've got Trashman saying the PS3 is region free, and I'm taking advantage of it. Did not realize that until he said that. So Tokyo Jungle, Japanese game for $15.
That's such a good fucking game.
The most populated city in the world is now devoid of humans, and animals have taken over. Work your way up the food chain and attack a kangaroo with a Pomeranian.
Yep, that's fucking awesome.
Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. It's fun. Deadpool. Sometimes the controls are frustrating and the camera can suck at times, but if you want to play as one of the best comic book characters in existence, this is the way. Orange Box, PAL is only $8. Huh. Half-Life 2, How to Set the Bar. Half-Life 2 Episode 2, How to Follow Up Excellence. Team Fortress 2, Multiplayer Madness for 15 years. I think Valve threw in a junk title as well. How very dare you, sir? How dare you?
That is a prick thing to say.
Little Big Planet, the PAL version for $4. It's fun. Resistance, Fall of Man for $2. The PAL version. $2 Are you kidding me? Heavenly Sword PAL for $4. Hack and Slash Awesomeness, kind of like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. The PAL version of Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Studio Ghibli did the art and animation for a game. What else kind of pitch do you want? It's fair.
Yeah, it's really good.
Infamous PAL version for $3. It's fun. Agreed. Puppeteer, Japanese for $10. You're a puppet who has lost his head and soul. You act in a play on stage trying on different heads in an effort to eventually recover your own. Very interesting presentation with really good narration, but the game is kind of a slow burn at the start. Japanese copy of the game boots into English if your console is set to English. Good to know.
That's awesome. That is Journey, a really cool game.
I've never even heard of it before.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Journey Collector's Edition is $15. I don't even know what the other two games in this collection are. I just know Journey is an experience you need to take. That's fair.
Yeah.
The PAL version
I think it's Flower and...
Flow?
What was the fucking... Yeah, Flow. I think that's what that collection was.
The PAL version of Heavy Rain for $4. If you have children, this game will haunt you. Yep. I do have children, and I've never played any more of this game than Jason! Jason! I do not care for this man and his games. David Cage can jump off a cliff, but I don't want to poop in your cereal. So moving on. Last of Us, $12. You can get it remastered, but this game was born on the PS3. There's a 100% chance Chris or Dan already spoke to its merits. You are correct. Total $100. Didn't make the list. Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom, Valkyria Chronicles, Legend of Heroes, Trials of Cold Steel, and Fat Princess. Wasn't released on physical. There you go.
Yeah.
We've got a list from Duroc Pig. We've got Metal Gear Solid 4, Dragon's Crown, Gran Turismo 5, Extra Large, Heavy Rain Director's Cut. Wait, was Heavy Rain... Yeah, Heavy Rain. Yeah, Heavy Rain Director's Cut, Uncharted Greatest Hits, Uncharted 2, Dead Space 2, Portal 2, Batman Arkham City, Mortal Kombat Complete Collection to play as Kratos, Mass Effect Trilogy.
Yeah, that one's really fun.
Yeah, that's pretty really fun.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction, and Motorstorm Greatest Hits for $1.75. That's a good call, Motorstorm.
Yeah.
Cuts, Puppeteer, 3D Game Heroes, Time Crisis Raising Storm, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, play as Bad Paxart Mega Man. I wish that game was better than it was. Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, and Journey Collector's Edition. And last but not least, we have Tiny Matt. I forgot that the PS3 was region-free, so I didn't take advantage, but I'm still happy with my list. Ratchet & Clank Future, A Crack in Time. I played this game so much when it first came out, it's probably the closest I've ever come to getting a platinum trophy on anything. Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. I'm noticing a theme here. Sly Cooper was always a great time, although I only ever played this one a little bit. I remember it being very good. Gran Turismo 6 in Time. That's not true. Gran Turismo 6, Gran Turismo Through Time. Both the Gran Turismo games on PS3 were downgrades from GT4 on PS2. This one at least had as much content as GT4 did. It's a good game, but there's a reason that Forza came to dominate Gran Turismo. Fair enough. Just got a text from Karen.
That's not a good sign.
She says she's going to bed. She needs to leave around 8:45. Where the fuck is she going? This is something that I should know.
It really is.
What's on the calendar?
Sure
what the hell's happening tomorrow? I don't remember there being anything happening tomorrow, but let's... Of course, my calendar's not loading up. Come on. There you go. Today, tomorrow. Oh, it's a community cleanup thing. Okay.
All right.
Sorry. Just going to go ahead and send her a message. All right. Back to business. Sorry to interrupt. So Gran Turismo 6 Through Time. Okay. Demon Souls, Greatest Hits, Time Traveling Extravaganza. Here it is, the one that started it all. The original Souls game that was punishingly difficult but incredibly gratifying when you pull it off. I've made my list. And 3D Game Heroes for $40 goddamn dollars. Wow. Whew. This game is so freaking cool. The gameplay and story are callbacks to old top-down adventure games like Legend of Zelda, while the art direction is really cool to look at. It's kind of spicy for a list like this, but I felt compelled to put this here because there really isn't a game like this on any other console. Wow, that's a bold move.
I admire the chutzpah.
Yeah, I do.
To do that. Because I don't disagree. That is a fucking dope-ass game. But it's so expensive.
Yeah, $40 for a game I don't doubt the game's worth $40. But on this list, that's eating up a sizable chunk. But again, I admire the chutzpah, as Dan would say.
That's right.
So, this isn't a list, but Chronodin chimed in and said, I have a PS3, but for some reason I never got super into it. Started a bunch of games, never finished any of them for whatever reason. I don't think I have enough experience to give a valid list, but Duroc Pig's list is really good and covers any of the games I think I would have included, so I'm just going to say ditto to that one. Mine is hooked up right now on a weird chance I sit down to actually play Metal Gear Solid 4. At the rate I'm going, the currently unannounced Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 2 that might or might not have Metal Gear Solid 4 on it will probably be out by that point.
Yes.
Fair enough. And that's all we got. This was a good one.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy with the list. I was so into this generation. And really started getting into, a lot of the digital games and stuff too. It's why stuff like Journey didn't even come up as something that, because I bought that game digital. That was a digital game for me. So it was like, it's weird that we're now in this era where there's going to be stuff that we can't include, like really good games that we can't include because they're digital only.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of where we're not going to go too much farther with these lists.
Yeah.
Because, there's going to be a lot of games that we just can't get.
Can't talk about. Yeah. All right.
Well, that's going to wrap this business up. That is our show, and as soon as I find my script, I will figure out what the hell we're doing next week. There we go. That's our show. Join us next week for the next installment of the Alphabet Super Series. For the letter E, we will be playing my pick, which was Air Guys. God bless the ring for PlayStation. Can't be worse than Contra Legacy of War. We're on most social media platforms.
Are you sure we didn't pick Eternal Champions?
Oh, did we pick Eternal Champions?
Did we? I'm going to say 100%. We 99% sure picked Eternal Champions.
Oh, boy. You know what? Let me see if I wrote it in the Discord. Let's see. Alphabet Super Series. No. I did not write it down here in this list. Shit, did we go with Eternal Champions? I felt like we went with Air Guys, but...
I don't think we did. I've been playing Eternal Champions, though. Maybe I'll have to switch to Air Guys.
Let's see if I can find it in my script. No. I don't have either Eternal Champions or Air Guys written in any of my recent scripts, so that doesn't help me. Fuck it, Eternal Champions it is. The first one on Genesis, right? Yeah, let's do it. Sure, Eternal Champions.
Yeah, because then we
Genesis.
talked about like how the sequel was a different. I don't know. Okay,
I thought we went with Air Guys, but oh well, whatever. Eternal Champions for Sega Genesis.
Yeah,
do it. Yeah, there we go. So play that game. It'll be fun for all. We're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, is written by Banjo Guy Ali. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. We'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it, everybody. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.